Okay, so let's continue to Quasimodo. We have done dominant breaks. So what we are going to do is that we are going to do Quasimodo. So today we will be doing Quasimodo. So what is a Quasimodo? So let me spell it out. So a Quasimodo is a chart pattern. So a Quasimodo is a chart pattern. So a Quasimodo is a chart pattern. Quasimodo or QM pattern. So a Quasimodo literally consists of a left shoulder, a left shoulder, and a right shoulder. So it comes from this Disney fictional cartoon, whereby the idea is that, let's say market is moving in an upward direction. Then all of a sudden, market breaks this low that it created. You see now. So this becomes the left shoulder. Yeah, from this low to this low, it becomes the left shoulder. Then when it break, it went up now and tapped back into the zone of the shoulder, creating now a right shoulder. So it can either react from any direction within the zone. So let's say this is the zone. It can react from any direction within the zone, from here, or it can go from here, or it can go from even the top of the top of the shoulder before going all the way down. So this is the left shoulder, and this other one is the right shoulder. Yeah, that's the Quasimodo. So the only difference he has with a with a head and shoulder is that the necklines are not the same. This one does not have a neckline, whereby a double top, I mean a head and shoulder neckline, is like this, but this one is not like this. This one is instead like this. So you see now, this is the one shoulder, this is the other shoulder. So that's how different it is. So let me draw it back. This is a Quasimodo for a cell setup. Yes, so this left shoulder. So how do we do it? We first of all draw from the top to here, and we draw from this breakout, from this from this low to this low here. So we join in a higher high, two higher highs, right? Two higher highs. Then now this higher low is going to be joined to this lower high, to this lower low. Sorry, this higher low is going to be joined to this lower low. Yeah, so that's how you draw the pattern: higher high, higher high, higher low, lower low, higher high, higher high, higher low, lower low. So that's it. So let me draw it again. So that's the pattern. Then now, where do you place straight from the Quasimodo? You place straight when it reaches the zone, in that it reaches the zone from this level to this level. That's the zone. So from this level here, from this high here to this low here, is the cure M zone. That's what they call the cure M zone, the cure M pattern, the cure M zone. Yeah, so this is the setup for a sell. So when price reaches up here, what are you supposed to do? When price enters the QM zone, you place your trade. So you place your trade, your stop loss can be here, where this zone stops. Starts just a little bit above it, or your stop loss can be where the highest high is. where the highest high is. Then your take profit should be, your first take profit should be here. Yeah, your first take profit should be here. Then if market breaks now, you can have your next take profit at the most recent resistance zone. So let us do that again. Withdraw. It breaks. So far as it has broken, we highlight the zone. So we wait for this break to go back up. So while it go back up, we take again this zone. So now this zone becomes the QM zone. So we wait for price to tap into it. Once price taps into it, what are we supposed to do? Place our trade to go all the way down. That's the QM for sell. Now the QM pattern for buy is the reverse, where we wait, it breaks. So this zone, so we wait for it to come into this zone. So this is the zone here before it goes back up. So it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Yes, if you turn the screen upside down, you will see that it is the opposite. So like I said, if it is for a buy setup, so far as market keeps going to the downward side, but when markets now succeeds to break that downward movement and takes out this high, so we draw, it takes out the high, withdraw. So this zone now becomes the QM zone. So even if price continue to go up, so far it has not reached that level and it comes back maybe tomorrow, that QM zone still becomes valid. That QM zone is still going to become valid. Yeah, so that's the QM, that's the pattern for a buy setup. So let us look for a Quasimodo pattern in our charts. Let's look for a QM pattern in our charts. Okay, QM patterns are very nice patterns that you can begin to find. So let's try to look for a QM pattern. Let's try to look for a Quasimodo pattern. Okay, so far we can see 1 year. We can draw the dots from year to year, or from year to year even. Then we relate it from this low to this low here. Yes, so the zone now, so now the QM zone now, we highlight in between the zones. So in between the zone. Okay, that is it. So if you notice, when price came into that zone, look at it, went a little bit up to take away the stop losses. So that's why I say you can either put your stop loss a little bit above the zone, or you can place the stop loss above this high. You see now, so that you can be on the safe side. It's always good to put your stop loss above the high, so that when retracement wants to happen, it will not catch you early. So you see that when it reached the zone, it went all the way down. So this is it, it went all the way down. So let's catch another QM zone. So that's a QM sell setup. So let's catch another QM zone. Let's see. Okay, I've seen another QM zone. So this week to this week, yes, that's one. Then this low to this low. So we take this low to this low, then we highlight the zone. So our main interest is always inside the zone, so we highlight the zone. So that is it. So if we can see price tapped into the zone, so this is the start of the zone, right, where this wick goes. So because this is the low, this is the high, and we highlight the zone. Once it tapped into the zone, it went all the way down. So like I said, you don't trade zones, or you don't trade zones without having other conferences, but it's always good to have other conferences. Like for instance, if I was the one, I could not have taken this trade because I will wait for trade to reach inside this fair value gap. I'll talk about it in our later videos. What is a fair value gap? Talk about it more, because though I've spoken about it, but I'll talk about it more. So I could wait for trade to reach this gap. So because I see the market has gone and did not actually reach the gap and went down, so the next time market is coming to this zone, I will not trade it again, because the zone has already taken effect. So if I was trading, I will not, and market had already gone down, I will not trade it again, considering that I'm waiting for it to reach my fair value gap. I will not trade it again. Yes, so it's always said that money missed is always better than money lost. Always make sure that you manage your risks properly. Yes, so that's the zone. That's a Quasimodo sell again. So let's try again to look for another thing. Okay, let's try to see a Quasimodo buy setup now. Look at this low to this low, then from this one to this one, you see, right? Perfect spots. So we highlight the zone. So if you can see, when price tapped into that zone again, so price went up. Once it tapped into that zone, look at what happened. Once it tapped into that zone, it went all the way up. So like I said, what is a Quasimodo? A Quasimodo is when we have the right shoulder and we have the left shoulder. So this is the this is the left shoulder here, and this is the right shoulder here. So once the right shoulder taps into the zone, what happened? Price goes up, and it even looks like it is this one that tapped into the shoulder, because look at, this is it. Once it tapped into the zone, because this is it now, because this one is a different high. So this is it. Once it tapped into the zone, it went up, came back. Once it tapped into the zone, it now went all the way up. So let's keep looking. By the time we have found enough of the cure empathy, you will become a pro already. So that's one zone. So that's another zone. So that's the cure M zone. So we can see what happens. Price created the left shoulder, went up, came down, then now went up to create now the right shoulder. Look at this upward movement. It tapped into the zone. Once it tapped into the zone, it came all the way down, right? It came all the way down. So that is it. Let's keep looking. You will get used to. So the more I show you examples, the more you will get used to. And it's also imperative, it's also good that you also get your own examples. So that is it. It created a high, it created a low, created a higher high. Then now it break that lowest low, creating a low lower than this low. Then now went to tap into the zone. Once it tap into the zone, now look at what happened here. It tap into the zone of a fair value gap. So this is instead one of the trades that I will instead take, because one, I have two confirmations. The first confirmation is for the formation of the Quasimodo. Then the second confirmation now is my fair value gap. That's my second confirmation. So once it reached inside my zone, it went all the way down. So that is it. Let us keep looking. Let us keep looking. Let us keep looking. So this is a high here. This is a high here. Two highs. Two lows. And then we highlight the zone in between the highs and the lows. So you see that once price created this high, created the low, created a higher high, then came and break the lowest low, went back now and tap into the zone. Once it tapped into the zone, it went all the way down. So that's Quasimodo, guys. That's Quasimodo. It's always important that you know how to trade your Quasimodo zones very well. So we create this one. So you see that we find more patterns common than others, like double tops, double bottoms, Quasimodos, flags, but head and shoulders, cup and handle, those patterns are much more difficult to find, or much more not common to find. So this is the shoulder, high, low, higher high, a low that breaks this low, went back and tap into the zone, came down, tap into the zone again the second time, came down. It's possible that a Quasimodo may react in a zone up to 3 times, but I don't always advise trading after the second time. Yes, after the second time it has tapped into a zone, it's best just to allow it like that, guys. Yeah, it's like they say, it's not always good to be greedy in the market, right? It's not always good to be greedy in the market. So it has tapped 3 times, right? So if we see, it went to the zone 1 time, came down, it even went halfway again. 1 time came down, 2 times came down, 3 times came down, 4 times came down. You see now? Yeah, so that's how strong that zone was, that particular zone was. That's how strong it was. Okay, we see another cure M zone. We see another cure M zone. So it can be here, or it can be here. So it all depends on you. But the most important is where the zone lies. So it tapped into the zone, came down, tapped the second time, came down. The third time now it just passed through, right? The third time it just passed through. So that's the QM zone, guys. That's the QM zone. So we have been seeing lots of QM sell zone. So let's try to locate QM buy zones. Let's try to locate QM buy zones, Quasimodo buy zones. Okay, Quasimodo buy here. So with a little bit of practice, you will get it. With a little bit of practice, you will get it. So it came out of this. So it came inside the zone. It ranged a bit before now going to our profits. So left shoulder. So low, the lowest low, higher high. The high broke this high. So it came now into the zone before buying. So that is it, guys. So let's see you in the next video, and we are going to talk about more things.